But the first person to do the 14 8,000ers was an Italian. And the second was a Pole, a very good friend of mine, Polish chap, but he's since been killed, unfortunately. And then there's third was a Swiss, no surprises there. You know, lots of mountaineering, whatever. But I'm the first Brit. Above 8,000 metres, you're in a death zone. Seriously, they're in a death zone where humans can only survive for a matter of hours, a couple of days at the most. And there's no chance of helicopter rescue. Highest a heli can get is about 6,000 metres. No chance of a rescue with a rescue team, because there aren't any, and anyway, it would take them a month to acclimatise. So you're out there on your own, technologically, nothing anyone can do for you, physically, nothing anyone can do for you.
Well, I've always been a great supporter of outdoor education. I used to be a teacher, and I do a lot with outdoor education in North Yorkshire, in fact, as well. As I say, you can just see the change in youngsters, anybody, when they go into the outdoors and use that great open massive playground that we've got and get off the playing field, you know, where things are more regimented and more set. It's just a matter of having that little, you know, I keep using that word frisson, but there's that frisson with danger, you know, the scrambling about on a boulder, and they get a bit worried even if they're only 6 foot off the ground, a couple of metres off the ground, you know, and learning how they can move in difficult terrain. And yeah, no, I've always been a great advocate of it, I should say, and you can see them change in the you know, the few days that they're here, just using the open air and the hills, the rocks, the streams, and just having fun and using their imagination to try and have fun. And those that are like scared of it, I think, I just want to go shopping, try and encourage them and impel them to have fun, so that they can do that with the young people they're going to teach eventually. I'm mostly doing the hill days with Leeds Met, which means scrambling and hill walking, a little bit in the gills as well, because I'm a mountaineer. They are learning how to put their skills into practice. They're learning how to work with kids. They're learning how to use the environment. They're learning how to use every little bit of the environment they've got, using that word environment. Like, as I say, just walking along a path, you might come across a boulder, a big rock. Why not use it and scramble on it? Why not drop out of the path and go into a little ravine and have a play around? When they're going over a stile, make a challenge of just getting over a stile. Like, for example, there might even be a little slot for sheep and dogs to go through. Let's have an experience so you can get through that. It's a small hole, which is a little bit like potholing and caving there. So there's so many things you can do. And they have to be aware of the dangers. There is that frisson with danger, really, when you're in the hills. I mean, you should never underestimate the hills. Weather can come in, slip and twist an ankle. There's quite a range, actually, from some people who have a heck of a lot of trepidation, and some that are really confident and just want to blast off. I guess there's the odd person who's been in the hills before when they were younger, to those that literally have never been anywhere near a hill. So there's a vast range. So you've got to, like, encompass that, and you can only go at the speed of the slowest, is the first thing I say. You can only do the technical things that the lowest person can do, but it's a matter of pushing those that have never done anything and giving them a really good experience. Dare I say, they do encounter a little bit of anxiety, hesitate to use the word fear, and the others have to temper themselves, and they have to learn that, and they learn to have adventurous activities that can be literally a few metres away from a public footpath. You can just drop to one side and you can go into a little gorge, or you can find a little bit of rock and scramble on it, and it's just amazing the sort of experiences you can have, which is learning how to do them sort of things with kids, dare I say, you know, when you're a teacher. Well, I guess they've all learnt to live with each other for a start off, you could say, and I know that sounds a bit flippant, but they have, and they've learnt to deal with each other's skills, you know, at the various levels they've got. You know, they've learnt to use every little bit of, you know, the world they've got, really, to have fun and adventure and enjoyment, and, you know, to learn, dare I say, use the word educate, to educate kids, you know. So there's a lot they've learnt. I bet a lot of them, well, quite a few of them, I'm sure, haven't even been on a residential before. So I'm quite positive about it. It definitely works. You can actually see the change in them in the, you know, the week that they're here. It's amazing how they develop and the enthusiasm they all have. You know, I was talking to one of the girls this morning that was absolutely, to a certain extent, she was almost petrified yesterday, and now she's just totally made up. You know, she's a fantastic experience, you know, and learnt a heck of a lot about her own limits and about what you can do.